Just explain why you contacted your MP. Put it in as easy to understand words as you can.
Well, good afternoon, first. We had to contact Kevin because we just felt that taking this good farmland out of production for the benefit of solar was the wrong thing to do. We're growing crops here, we're feeding the nation. We simply couldn't just let the energy company run with this. So we approached Kevin for some assistance, and look, we were just seeking some help elsewhere before the energy company just came in and took what they wanted.
What do you mean took what they wanted, Robert?
They want to take approximately half the farmland, 130 acres and 50 acres from a neighbouring farmer, to turn into a solar farm.
Kevin, how can this happen?
Hi, Gloria. The big issue here, of course, is everybody believes in renewable energy. Rob and Emma do. We all want to see cleaner energy. But do we do it at the expense of productive farmland? This is a really good farm, been farmed for many years by Rob and Emma and their family. But we're seeing this increasingly around the country. Really good farmland, productive, arable land that could produce food for the nation to eat. Yet, in many cases, and I'm worried about in this particular case, the local authority isn't potentially looking at that food production side of it, they're just looking at energy production. So local authorities declaring climate emergencies, when we know it is an emergency, but nevertheless, are we taking into account the fact we also need to produce our own food? We used to produce 75% of our own food back in the mid-1980s. Today it's only 60%. So I think this should be balanced. So solar energy, that's great, but wouldn't it be better on rooftops? Wouldn't it be better on... We build hundreds of thousands of homes every year, put it on top of there, or on unproductive farmland, fine, but not on really good land that Rob and Emma have.
Are the regulations fit for purpose? Is there anything that you could do? You're a member of the governing party. Is there anything that you could do to change the regulations? Are you trying to? Yes,
absolutely. And this is where I've met with the Farming Secretary, George Eustace, and with the Housing Secretary, who's Michael Gove, and said this. I don't think it's sufficiently clear within the national planning policy framework that food production should be considered when we talk about giving planning for solar farms. So that's what we need to change, and I think within that we should set a target for food self-reliance, self-sufficiency. I think the other point about Rob and Emma is they are tenant farmers. The landlord gets a huge uplift in terms of the amount of rent they get from that land if it becomes a solar farm. But Rob and Emma don't get anything like the amount of compensation they should have if they're effectively being kicked off their own farm.
Rob and Emma, from farmers to campaigners, how does that feel? It's not an enviable position. You wouldn't want to have learned how to campaign, but you have.
Yeah, it's not been easy. You know, we haven't chosen to just go down this route. We were pretty much backed into a corner, and so we've had to protect ourselves. It's not been easy. We've come under, the energy company haven't been that great, in their attitude towards us, but we're hopeful that we can sit down and have some positive discussions with our landlord. We haven't yet met with them. We're 17 months into this campaign now. And we're really lucky that we've got loads of support locally. We've got a very good professional team around us and, lots of great family and friends. And that's kept us going, really. And also, I would say that we've also joined up with another 22 campaigners across the country who are also battling solar on good, productive farmland. And so together as a collective, what we're trying to do is work with Kevin and our local MPs and their local MPs to, get these regulations in place so that, energy companies and landlords can't just cause carnage in the countryside and use these loopholes that exist for their own gain, and we have to, as Kevin said, we have to protect the food security and the good farmland. And we also have to protect our livelihood and, Rob's tenancy as well.
Brilliant to talk to you. Thanks so much for explaining all that. Sorry you're going through it, and best of luck in getting a resolution. Rob and Emma, thank you.